Alright. Welcome to the first checkpoint for Chaos Eternity. Had to turn checkpoint and recap just then, so checkpoint it is. Now, in the first 10 episodes, got a little bit of work done, but it was mainly just progression. And now, as of the end of episode 10, which I did last night as of this recording as a stream, I've got the goal wall set up. So this current goal of building the manor, which I'll be showing you this all in person once we start the tour, because this is becoming a mini tour type thing where right now it's technically a world tour, but future turn checkpoints will only show what's new as of that turn. What's new as of that checkpoint. Right, so for example, like the next checkpoint will probably still show this wall, but it'll look different because it won't be established power anymore, it'll be something else. And it won't be build enemy system, it'll be something else. And also it won't be showing off these. But we've got build manor, got gold to turn quarry down to deep slate, which I used to have the quarry located here, but I'll explain why it got moved from there once we go over there, but it's now over here. And so starting here, and it just comes down to here, which I'm only just now realising will end up being an issue with here. So I'll have to change it so then it actually starts here and goes around that way. But, yeah, could be worse. Now, we've partly got power going. I'll show that when I go over to the manor as well. And same with the enemy system. Now, this here will probably be, I think most likely episodes, I don't know, 13 onwards will probably be that one. Either that or it'll be like in episode 20s, you know, it's like 21 to 29. Planning to also do this one as well. Just gotta get enough of the sub-basement of the manor actually built so I can actually see whereabouts I can place everything. So that is for all three of those basically. I'm also gonna need to make at least a squid farm, possibly glow squid. I'm not sure which yet. And then of course, probably around, I don't know, maybe episode 20, I'll turn the site locations for Halcyon Reach and the Abyss Depths both turn located. But these two here, looking at what, maybe year 2 to start this one, which is actually building the Reach. And then probably year 5. This is where I'll start on the Abyss Depths, because I need the Halcyon Reach built enough that I can actually begin like finding out where to actually put the Abyss Depths, like relative to the Halcyon Reach build site. But I got a positive pressure chamber, or just pressure chamber, and a negative one, aka vacuum chamber. I've already ripped a bunch of gear and got the enchanted books from them. These all end up going into a Library of Alexandria once I progress Apothec enchanting enough to make it. Because that'll all come later on. And of course, there's more than need to be turned sort into these here, but as you can tell, no room to put anything new in here. Got myself a temporary teleporter just in order to chunk load these two, because they're all in the same chunk. And this is the tavern that I've temporarily taken over as my home until I actually have the workshop built enough. And of course, I kind of turned this into an extra room, because originally it was basically this looked like this. So yeah, got brewing stand, which is why I've now got a cleric here, though not sure why Zach he's lost health. Anyway, got an enchanter as well, just go get some more XP for that. Temporary storage, a transportation table, and of course, first ever furnace, first anvil, my bed. But this, and also over here I've got my butchering area. But this is going to be a real project. Now, it didn't start out this heavily forested. And like this, like just, you know the villages that spawn in like, oak forests? That's basically what this was. But, over time, the trees just kind of spread because of how they turn, a mod called ecological. So, I'm going to eventually rip out all the trees, right? So there'll be literally no trees left in the area to grow. And then all here, I'm gonna fully overhaul. And then we're gonna call this entire area Testificate City. Either Testificate Town, not sure which yet. But they'll be all overlooked by the manor. Which, this here's the den. I gotta try and clear out Lake Spark. Gotta try and clear out the rest of this here from the first iteration of attempting to build the manor, because I was using not quite the best ruler, so to speak. Like, I was gonna turn the nail clips have like the nail file that swings around. Yeah, I was actually using the nail file to turn measure scale. So of course nail file is like, yeah, that looks like 3 blocks wide. But then I had to try and match exactly on the width of the nail file going around. Seriously, Aaron? And the cat just tried to climb up onto my window, and of course, as a result, window slid down, because weight of cat, and she literally slammed the window herself. But yeah, this is the den. And then, I'm pretty sure it's pronounced loggia, but this is the tiled loggia. Or loggia. Like, not sure how to pronounce the double G's. But, this here is just kind of open, or actually, more to point on the actual site, which is Biltmore House in North Carolina. Here it's all like just really big glass doors, and then of course here, and so there, here, 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 and here are all supports, because they'll hold the next level up. And of course comes out. This is the first window of the music room, and of course you then come through. It's the front window of the music room, and side window, and then of course balcony looking out on the front of the turn. What do you call it? Front of the manor, and breakfast room. As you can see with, actually let me, I'm gonna go to zoom mode, so as you can see with that, suddenly I just cut off of the terrain. I haven't actually turned and explored over there yet, But I'll explore over there in future episodes. But yeah, and of course, other window of the breakfast room, and then of course back to normal 10 walls. Inner walls, I'll be changing the material, and same with the outside. This is literally just to mark out where they go. And window, and around here is the butler's pantry, and of course, all here is basically, from what I can tell from the rendering floor plan, like all this is basically just like essentially like a serving area type thing for the breakfast room here. And and then of course you have the elevator shaft, and so window here looking out over currently open air because it goes all the way down to the sub basement. But eventually, all here will actually be all basically like all like built up. Like I'm expecting it to probably end up being around this level here, so around the level of the basement, because for some reason like here it actually looks down towards the courtyard, and here's the stairs going down, and of course basement level, sub basement, and come around here, and the boilers will be going here. So there'll be a mechanism boiler here, probably here as well. Another two here. Either I'll just do one for each. So like one here, one here, one here, one here. And of course got the ash lift, which really not sure how exactly that's meant to work, but yeah, I'll find out either way. And open space here, not sure what I'll put. Then in here, there's on the floor plan this is marked as dynamo room. So I might make the the turbine in here either, or I'll make it underneath the floor here. So like in this gap here. And of course, because there's a little small room here, I've got a temporary setup. So I've got turn power storage. What is that? Okay. For some reason this isn't quite working. Right. I'm gonna see if doing this fixes anything. Ah, okay, no. I don't know what's going on. I'll probably work that later on off camera anyway. But that should be filling up. There. It might be just a case of simply adding another turn formulaic assembler or formulaic assembler turn on this spot here, so it pulls in the redstone dust, pushes out blocks, and all that turn gets powered like that. Yeah, so enrichment chamber takes raw redstone blocks and turns them into dust, and the assembler in it takes redstone dust, turns into raw blocks, which of course only takes 4, but then gives like this will turn will actually like basically enrich into 12 dust, so I get 8 turn quote unquote profit. Then of course got sag mill, moved it over here last night, Doing Metallurgic and Views, I also moved last night. First Inscriber. And of course the start of that. Technically the first half, or first third to a half, of the mechanism ore processing setup. And then of course got LS Multi just because it's a lot faster. And my mini system, which I finally have somewhere to store. I won't store more than just 8,000 of these. Which, mind you, that's literally over 64 stacks of cobble. Because each one is 8 cobble. So, yeah. Not very fun trying to store all that in chests. But yeah. And what else? Ah, yes. That's right. And then flying over this way. Don't mind the popping in of the world. We're trying to like figure out the right range to transition between like vanilla rendering and distant horizons, because this is all on Forge. So this is the chest monster I slowly built up over time, mainly between episodes 9 and 10, where I got a little bit of create power generation, and of course automatic soaring to then allow me to make mainly maple planks right now, because just planks to craft with basically. But here used to be the location of the mine until helps if I turn showing the 100 seconds. Yeah, I was like grinding down, happy as you please, and starting to look slightly weird, but that was just because I was looking up from so low in the world. And hit water, it's all good, I can just block up with sand. Kept going down, this is pretty good. And then what? And then looked around, and sure enough, I literally dug the mine into an ancient city, which I have also already looted, but once I discovered that, it's like, I really don't want to have to try and like basically essentially rebuild the ore distribution for there. So I figured, no, screw it, I'll just regen the area, wipe it out. Like, this is where it used to be. But I then looked around and I ended up choosing over here, which I will also have to actually change how I'm actually doing this one as well, because of the fact that, like, what, just under another copy of this, right, I'll be basically hitting the ocean. So gonna have to move this over to here, and just so I don't have to undo there, I'll probably make it so it goes around like that instead of like that. But there we'll still have to actually turn and get walled up. So that'll be fun. But this time round though, I was smart. And this is the progress I have currently made. And haven't actually cleared out in the middle here yet though. This will take a little while to actually turn and float down. I think it's like, what, a few minutes? it's kind of boring descending through the world, but there's not really any way to speed up turn spectator mode, unfortunately. So yeah. And of course, it looks like a freaking Skyrim horse. And mind you, this is like barely even low at all in the world. Like, well, like what, 20% of the way down? So it gives you an idea of how deep it actually goes. Cause TP me to same location minus 2000 same location. That's how deep this is. And there's bedrock. Must admit, though, like, with shaders on, this does look kind of just insanely cool. But it does also lead to some glitches. Like, really mainly lighting glitches, but still. Because here. And back to survival. Mainly tends to show inside the caves though. Yeah, see? And I mean, this is also like seeing through the thing, but here we go. It does look kind of cool though when it's like you're walking through the caves and all of a sudden you see this like huge ass shaft of light and it's like but yeah, that's basically all I've managed to get so far. But you know, like even though yes, it's been like just over a month of time for you guys, like I got basically all of this done except for making the little machine area here literally like a month ago, because I recorded episode 9 on December 7th 2025, whereas today is the 5th of January 2026. So yeah, and over time though this will also fill out, and unfortunately it'll also eventually just end up just being just all white again. But looking at it from straight on, you'll actually be able to see all of the like all the glory of the turn house. So yeah, fingers crossed. Episode 11, which would be just normal. Probably go aim for about an hour, because that seems to be a good balance of time. So yeah, hopefully I'll get that up tomorrow night. You know, usual time. Currently 9 AM UTC, because it's 7 PM my time, which might be 10 AM UTC. Like, all I know is right now I'm in UTC plus 11, and it's 7 PM local time. So yeah, as I mentioned last night on the live version of Kael'Alanai episode 10, I'll see you all in episode 11.